So it's been a hot...
What? Continue. I was going to say, did everyone figure out your clue?
Yeah.
No,
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
I was going to say it's been a hot minute since we last recorded this show.
A whole year
It's
has
for
gone by.
real.
Yeah.
One whole year, one whole presidency.
And Chris has turned 40 years old.
So
finally.
many olds.
It's about time. And as I was preparing for this show, I was telling this to Chris earlier. When we concepted this show, I knew what I was going to do for this episode as we were discussing
Oh, man. This
the
is
very beginning.
Okay.
So I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I start researching it, and I'm like, man, this sucks. So I changed it. It was too hard to make fun, and it was too hard to explain to the layman.
How did you think this was a good idea back then?
Well, it was something that I'm personally really interested in, and it's a really weird topic, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Not a lot of people know about it.
Did somebody just pop a jug? What was that?
That is my whiskeys.
Got it. All right.
I was going to do number stations.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, super creepy.
So number stations are these radio stations that are like shortwave that started popping up in World War I, but became really prominent during the Cold War. And basically what they are these shortwave radio. They will transmit like a little bit of a song, or they will have some pre-recorded lady's voice just reading a series of numbers.
Like a
and they were
siren's
used
call.
so that spies could receive messages while out in the field.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of documentaries on it. They're very creepy and very interesting at the same time.
So shout out to the Conet Project, who has a 5-disc recording library of them. I was gonna play some for you, but I didn't really want to try to explain what it was for 20 minutes.
That's fine.
Conan?
Yeah, Conan.
Conet.
The barbarian
C-O-N-E-T.
or the talk show host?
Both.
Okay. Do you guys want to... Do you have any more in there, or can we start?
No, I'm good.
All right. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to Wiki Wiki What? We're a random knowledge program where you'll probably learn something, whether you like it or not. My name is Dana.
Chris.
And I'm Jake. So the premise of the show is that we all go onto Wikipedia. We all choose articles starting with the same letter, keep them secret from one another until the time of recording, and then come on and teach each other about them.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we really, really do.
But just everyone should know, Wikipedia is crowdsourced information, so there's an extreme possibility that everything we say is a 100% lie. Or an alternate fact. It might just be an alternate fact,
right.
So keep that in mind. But yeah, like Jake said, we're going alphabetically, so it's been so much time off, I don't know what number episode this is, but I do know that we're doing the letter N.
Ends
Stands
for noodles.
For noodles. We're all doing noodles. But we like to do a little preview system where we give a little teaser of what we're going to talk about, and then vote and see who's going to go first. So I'm going to nominate Jakey Big Boy. Why don't you go first with the clue?
Okay, so my clue is a real simple question. Are you ready to get pumped? If yes, say yes.
Yes.
And if you're a little baby, say no.
You'll hear nothing from us because we're not babies.
We're not baby
we are
boys.
Pumped
All
up
right.
men.
That's my clue.
That's great.
Oh, I
who do you
love
want to
it.
hear from?
Like, my heart is beating a little bit faster. Like, I'm so pumped
Yeah.
about it. What do you want to? Who do you want to go next?
I want to hear what Chris came up with because
Mine's,
he also changed his.
Yeah,
at
I
the last.
changed last second. Mine's short and sweet, and it's squeakers get stitches.
Oh.
Squeakers.
I think I know. I think I have a vague idea of what's going on.
I don't.
It is a bad joke that I made, but that's my clue.
All right.
Dana.
Okay, me. My hint is something scandalous that we've all done in our car.
Ooh, scandalous, like the Ashleys from Recess.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
No?
I kind of am interested in getting pumped right away.
I know.
So
I
that'll
think we
carry
really
us through
need
the
to
show.
go out the gate getting super pumped.
Let's get pumped up. Jakey
Okay.
Big Boy, what you got?
Let's get pumped. My article for this show is The Ninja.
Oh!
I like that.
Oh, no.
All right.
Shh.
Go Ninja. Go Ninja.
Gotta be
go.
quiet, though. Ninjas are discreet.
They're
Very
Yes.
silent.
shadowy.
Shadow Ninja.
so The Ninja.
Is this because you've been playing that game?
It's because I've been playing that game. It's because I recently from the library checked out a collection of the first run of the Ninja Turtles comic book
that's right.
from 1984.
Oh, it's very adult.
Dude, they kill 20 gang members on page 2 of issue 1. Like, kill them.
God.
I love that people don't know that the Ninja Turtles are straight up murderers.
Vigilante.
Yeah, so I grew up watching the cartoon, right?
Thinking it was
And
all
cowabungas.
I never read the comics. So I'm reading these comics. Issue 3, they go back to April O'Neil's house. They're wiped out. They're tired. She goes, "Hey, can I get you guys anything? Can I get a drink? Can I get you a drink?" Raphael goes, "You got any beer?"
No way.
And she goes and she gets him one. But he falls asleep before he can drink it.
And so then she pours it down his gullet and then doesn't get consent.
Yeah, and then she draws a dick on his forehead.
That's what she does. She gets the
Because
Sharpies
he fell asleep
out.
with his shoes on.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Anyway, ninjas. So ninjas, also known as shinobi, were covert agents or mercenaries in feudal Japan. They began operating as spies primarily in the 15th century, and they operated mostly within the Iga and Koga provinces. And
Kogi, that's the name of the food truck, not what you said.
yes, you're right. That was actually the first food truck I ever ate at.
It's very good.
Was it
very
with
good.
me and down by Sam Ash?
Yes,
Yeah.
and Natalie was there.
Carry on. I'm sorry.
Anyway, carrying on. So, they operated mostly in these provinces, and the reason I know this is because I read a sizable amount of a ninja manual today.
Wait.
What?
Wait. Was it
So-
just like how to be a ninja? Follow these
Is it
instructions
Ninjas for Dummies?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes. Well, but it was real. So, ninja began operating as spies in the 15th century, but most of the common ninja manuals were written in the 17th and 18th centuries, like 200, 300 years after ninja kind of stopped being a thing. But the most notable manual is called the Bansen Shukai, which was written in 1676. And it's actually a pretty big book. It contains 2 volumes on thought and philosophy called The Correct Mind 1 and The Correct Mind 2. 4 volumes on leadership. Those are a guideline for commanders 1 through 4, which will teach you about keeping promises, things that you can't do once you're a ninja.
See, that's very
how
interesting to me because they always seemed like such a solitary kind of fighter. You know, like ninjas were on their own, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
They're more of an assassin type thing, but I guess the Ninja Turtles were a team, so
The best team.
yeah.
They were, yeah. They also teach you about secret writing, these things called Yabumi secret letters, which are those letters that they tie to an arrow and then shoot into a tree, and then you're supposed to read it, and you don't know where it comes from. There was something in the table
No
of
idea what you're
contents
talking
for this
about.
book.
I call that dangerous mail.
Like, they do it in Robin Hood Men in Tights, where they, like, wrap the letter around the arrow.
Yeah.
That story about ninjas.
Yeah. He was a ninja.
Oh, shit.
In the table of contents under Guideline for Commanders 2, it says, Secret Letters with Occult Power was the title of the chapter,
Ooh.
but then they say text missing. So that one's gone. You can't read it.
Bummer town.
They also talk about, in Guideline for Commanders 4, how to protect against the enemy's plans, how to avoid employing enemy ninjas, and how to discipline your army. And a lot of this comes from Sun Tzu's The Art of War. So there were a lot of like Chinese philosophy books that were rolled into the Ban Sen Shukai.
Mm-hmm. Wait, say that one more time?
Ban Sen Shukai.
Isn't that what they do in Legally Blonde to attract the men?
What?
Wait, no, that's the bend and snap. Never mind.
Oh, my... All right, so... Funny story about Legally Blonde. When I was in England this past couple of weeks ago, we were in this cabin, and there was nothing that we could get on the cable except this one station that was playing American movies, and Legally Blonde was like the only option we had for the one night that we stayed in.
was to watch
Legally Blonde, and we had
your favorite movie.
Great time.
So you're an expert in the Benson Shukai, then.
It's a good movie.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So when they're talking about these things, I'm talking about promises or secret writings. They refer to the portions of the chapters as points. So it'll be like 4 points on how to protect against the enemy's plans, 3 points on how to avoid employing enemy shinobi. So keep this in mind when I'm listing all of these things. It's generally 2 to 4 points, right?
Okay.
So there's 3 volumes, so 3 full books on putting on disguises.
Wow.
5 volumes on hidden infiltration, talking about preparation for opening doors, how to find the locks on the other side of a door just by touch.
Wow.
They teach you how to unlock latches and door bolts, how to pick locks, and then they say 4 points on judging the right time for a night attack, then 18 points on how to do a night attack.
Yeah, that seems like probably the most important one right there.
And then 20 points on capturing people.
Nice.
Ooh.
So then they do 2 volumes on astrology. So they teach you, it's called Opportunities Bestowed by Heaven. They teach you how to choose the most appropriate date for doing an assassination, how to know a lucky day by looking at the destructive cycles of the 5 elements. They teach you 15 points on forecasting the weather, how to tell when it's going to get dark, what the tides are, how to tell what time it is, even if it's night.
Yeah, it's like this month,
then,
this month, cancers will be really frustrated, and also might drop their katanas because they're so frustrated.
They should.
So just be
They should
aware
look
of
for
that.
new opportunities to gain wealth.
Yeah, it's like the Farmer's Almanac with horoscopes for ninjas.
Nice.
And then the final 5 books are on weapons and tools. So there's an entire book about ladders. There's one that teaches you how to make like floating bridges and collapsible boats and stuff like that. Yeah, and this was written 400 years ago. They teach you how to like use keys and drills to like get in, and then like how to make crazy like fire bombs and explosions, and something called the Torch of Appearance and Disappearance, which I didn't really get into, but that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So this book is available for download online for free, and it's scans of an original handwritten copy.
Dang.
But it's all in Japanese, so it's not really going to help you. But you can also get an English translation on Amazon. So by the time of the Meiji Restoration in 1868, ninja had become a topic of imagination and mystery in Japan and existed primarily in legends and folklore, and they were associated with legendary abilities such as, invisibility, walk on water, control over natural elements, like, the 5 rings where they can control fire, wood, water, metal.
Yeah.
air. And then as a result of these powers being really cool in popular culture, ninjas are more often depicted with these magic powers rather than just being spies.
Right. They've got
So I'm gonna talk
fantastical
about-
elemental affinities and things.
Right. So I'm going to talk about ninjas in popular culture now.
Ooh, yeah.
But I'm gonna deviate. I want to take you back to the internet. Like,
I thought he was going to be like, I want to take you back to the 1300s.
Nope.
no, I want to take you back like 14 years ago
Okay.
to 3 websites that were really important.
Oh,
to me,
man.
Okay.
Okay.
in high school. So first of all, askaninja.com.
Yep.
Yes.
You guys remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I sure do.
So Ask a Ninja is a series of comedy videos about the image of ninja in popular culture.
Oh, my God.
Available now in podcast and vodcast.
Oh.
The episodes were released between 2005 and 2011, so it went on for 6 years.
Wow.
The series was created by 2 dudes from LA named Kent Nichols and Douglas Serene. And Douglas was the guy in the videos. He was the ninja.
Don't expose him.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
JK.
can we redact that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
okay.
redacted. Yeah, I've already cut it out.
All right. So the series, if you guys have never seen it, features a ninja who answers emails from viewers, pretty similar to like strong bad emails and stuff like that. And according to an interview with the creators, it was originally supposed to be an animated show about 2 ninjas living in Orange County. It really deviated from that. Most of the episodes were about 4 minutes, 6 minutes long, and they feature constant and erratic camera angle changes as well as enthusiastic and wild hand gestures by the ninja. So
And a lot of those Xena warrior princess like hand movement sound effects, like.
absolutely. Every episode, or most episodes, ended with the catchphrase, "I look forward to killing you soon." But when I left the little warm-up chat, I was actually watching the episode How to Kill a Ninja, and it ended with, "You look forward to killing me soon," which was cute.
Oh.
Um,
That's
so
he turned it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2007, television industry trade magazine TV Week reported that the Ask a Ninja creators made about $100,000 a month in ad revenue and merchandising. And in 2007, Forbes listed the ninja as one of the top fictional celebrities on the web.
Wow.
So those dudes were making bank for
that
some
really
dumb little
that really
things,
does paint a picture of the time.
Yeah.
right?
What it took to be successful.
Yeah, before
in that landscape.
memes really took off.
Before
I think I
people
talked
realized
to you about
words
this
on
before,
pictures.
but those videos are really long by today's standards, right? Like
Yeah.
4 to 6 minutes. Like
Too long.
That's kind of beating a joke over the head. I was talking about this with some people before that, like, if you can't get a joke in about 6 seconds, you're losing me already. Like, memes have ruined humor for me.
Yeah.
I can't sit and watch an SNL skit anymore. Like, man, like dedicating like 12 minutes to a joke, please. What's going on?
Yeah, I think I read somewhere or heard from somebody that like a minute and a half is the longest you should go on a video nowadays.
Oh my goodness. That's
Right, and that
horrible.
includes the 30% at the beginning where you're telling everybody to like, comment, and subscribe, and you're thanking them for coming back and apologizing for not making
Yeah,
a
and you
video
have
in a
your, like,
while
your
and all that.
You're pointing at places on the screen.
Yeah,
where
and you have
buttons will be.
your intro swoop animation with your logo on it, and then like your
Yeah.
username at the end takes like 45 of those seconds.
All right, guys, we've all shown off that we use the internet.
Yeah.
All right, second website. This one I'm only going to talk about for a minute. It was called ninjaburger.com. It was a parody website that started in 1999 purporting that a sect of noble ninja have taken to secretly delivering fast food meals anywhere, anytime within 30 minutes or less.
I love
And
it.
failure to deliver within the ascribed time limit results in seppuku, where they commit ritual suicide for failing to deliver your food in a timely manner. I was going to like list a bunch of the things from the menu because I thought it was super hilarious when I was in 9th grade. But
They're not funny. Is what you're gonna.
It wasn't. It was just like a ninja hamburger, and it's like a regular. It's a regular burger, but you can get wasabi sauce on it.
Regular burger with wasabi.
They have a kids menu, which they call the Ninja Little Humans menu. And
Jeez.
on the main menu, they sell a cola, and they have this this description that really dates the website where they talk about how they used to sell hot sake, but they had to stop because an old lady spilled it in her lap and burned herself, and they got sued for $1 million yen.
Yep.
That's
So
funny.
that was fun. And the website I got my clue from about getting pumped was realultimatepower.net.
I remember that.
Oh my god, dude. The official ninja webpage,
Yeah.
Real Ultimate Power. It was created in 2002 by a man going by the name of Robert Hamburger.
There's no way.
It's obviously a pseudonym, right?
There's
But, so the website was written using the persona of a 13-year-old boy named Robert Hamburger, and is a parody of the adolescent fascination with ninjas. So I'm just going to read some stuff from the site. At the very beginning of the website, you have to click yes about whether you're ready to get pumped to actually go in, because it's got a landing page.
What happens when you click no? Does it take you to Yahoo or something?
Let's find out. If you click no, it takes you to Oprah.com. Which I don't think is an actual Oprah website. No,
I
it
hope
has
it's
to be.
it's
got a lot
she's
of
owned
weird
that
stuff on
domain.
it.
Also, I don't know why it takes you to Oprah. People get pumped so much on her show.
Well,
Yeah, you get a car, you get a car, you get a
Yeah.
car, and everyone gets bees.
It's not really the poster child of a subdued website.
Yeah, Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah.
Talk about a
I'm
turtle
actually
woman.
really surprised that it doesn't take you to some super dated website that doesn't exist anymore. Now it's
Ask Jeeves.
owned by Angel Fire or something stupid, right? So you go in and it says, "Hi, this site is all about ninjas. Real ninjas. This site is awesome. My name is Robert, and I can't stop thinking about ninjas. These guys are cool, and by cool, I mean totally sweet." And then it's got 3 ninja facts. It says, "Ninjas are mammals. Ninjas fight all the time.
Ninjas
And the
fight all-
purpose of the ninja is to flip out and kill people." And then, right below that, there's a testimonial. And it says, "Ninjas kill anyone they want. Ninjas cut off heads all the time and don't even think twice about it. These guys are so crazy and awesome that they flip out all the time. I heard there was this one ninja who was eating at a diner, and when some dude dropped a spoon, the ninja killed the whole town. My friend Mark said that he saw a ninja totally uppercut some kid just because the kid opened a window." I'm like, I don't
Who's
know.
the
that's
testimonial
whole,
by?
Nobody. I guess it's by
Uncredited.
Robert Hamburger,
Yeah.
right? Because this is his friend Mark. And then later down the webpage, there's the picture of Mark, and it's just some kid sitting in a dumpster. So on the website, there's this big section of hate mail, which may or may not be entirely fabricated, but there's this one that says, "Hey, idiot, just to let you know, seppuku is not the form of killing yourself when you're pissed off or when there's no one else to kill." Which,
Hey, idiot.
God,
Get your
it's
realistic
so good.
website in check.
Oh, the internet.
Yeah, basically the whole hate mail is everyone telling him to check his facts and what an idiot he is. Anyway, please check out this website.
I'm surprised it's still up.
It's still up. It looks like you can still buy T-shirts.
That's why
There's
it's
a
still up.
book about it that goes to Amazon, and it's got all these testimonials or reviews for the book. There's a review from Cindy, age 7.5. It says, "This book changed my life. When I grow up, I want to kill someone."
Oh,
It's
I love it.
okay.
Here's another one from Mike, age 9. It says, "I used this book for a school paper. When I turned it in, my teacher thought it was so good that she called my parents."
What percentage of the reviews on Amazon products do you feel are actually real?
Oh, dude.
Like
It
maybe
used
20?
to be a lot. Yeah, it's way low.
Yeah,
now.
it's got to be something crazy low.
All of them have that disclaimer that they got it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, those reviews that I was talking about were actually in the book. They're like printed.
Oh, they're like
inside the book.
They're like on the sleeve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're the pull quotes.
So this book actually has 4.5 stars on Amazon.
As it should.
Basically every review near the top here is fake. A guy's talking about how the book popped out with a flying kick and went through a concrete wall. Said he had to subdue the gun or the book with a blow dart gun.
Oh man, you guys like humor? I love humor.
Man, I really love humor, but I'm actually super worried about the validity of like user reviews on any website now because you can never tell how good something actually is because every review is a joke.
Yeah, that's why you just like live a real life and go and experience things and find out yourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of like that
That's what I
Aziz
do.
Ansari joke where he's talking about how he needed a new toothbrush and he went online and Googled like the best toothbrush and like read all these user reviews and stuff about it. And then he was like, man, why do I need the best toothbrush? I don't know. Anyway, look it up. Aziz Ansari. I'm not gonna... Whatever. Anyway, that's Ninjas.
Ninja!
You did it.
I'm done.
Well
I'm
done, sir.
Loved it.
I like that more than number stations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good choice.
I felt like I laughed more than I would have if you were doing number stations.
You wouldn't have laughed at all. That was the thing.
I was just thinking about the atrocities of war.
Yeah, you'd go, oh man, the Cold War, that was a really trying time.
All right. Who's
All right, Jakey, who do you want to hear from next?
All right, so we've got...
Squeakers
can I have
get
the clues
stitches.
one more time?
Squeakers
Oh,
get
yeah.
stitches.
Okay, and mine
Or-
is something scandalous that we've all done in our car. And I'm like raising my eyebrows up and down as I say it.
Yeah. Very
Oh,
animated.
well, that changes everything. Let's go, Dana.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah, well, you said the eyebrows thing, and you sold me.
All
I
right,
wanted
let's
to
hear
know
it.
what a squeaker was, but you've got wiggly eyebrows, so I'm in.
All right. Well, I don't know what you guys did it for, but I certainly did it all for the nookie.
What's
What?
happening?
Oh, no.
Nah, I got you. I'm doing nose picking.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I was hoping that yours was going to somehow just be about Limp Bizkit.
No.
I was like, Fred and Durst don't start with Ed.
No.
All right, let's get it on.
Nose picking.
All right. Nose picking is the
Oh, God.
breathe.
Wait, hold on. How much... Do you talk about Seinfeld at all in this?
Just let me get through here, please.
All right, let's do it.
Nose picking is the act of extracting nasal mucus with one's finger. There appears to be a scientific term for the act, which is rhinotelexis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
textile.
No, I don't know. That sounds a lot like a Mega Man boss or something.
Yeah.
The very next sentence on the page says, it may include the succeeding action of ingesting mucus picked.
You know, I saw a little girl do that while I was eating dinner yesterday at a restaurant. It grossed me out.
Yeah.
Did you get even hungrier? Or did you want more salt on whatever you were eating?
No, I just stopped. I was like, ugh.
So there's actually a scientific term for eating your boogers. It's called mucophagy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I'm going to name my daughter that.
it's condemned in most cultures. Societies try to prevent development of the habit and attempt to break it if it's already been established. Mucophagy is a source of mockery and entertainment in the media. Real quick sidebar. What do your boogers taste like, gentlemen?
Salty.
Yeah?
like, I'm not lying. I know you guys are going to be like, you're lying. I have literally not eaten a booger in a really long time.
Yeah.
I sometimes
Like-
do it by reflex without even thinking it. Like I don't think like, oh, I'm gonna eat this booger, but sometimes it just ends up in my mouth, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess that's happening.
I think the biggest deterrent recently for me for not wanting to eat a booger is that video of Ted Cruz where that booger rolls down his mouth or face and goes right in his mouth on TV. and it grosses me out so bad that I can't possibly imagine myself doing it.
See,
Dana, your boogers, what do they taste like?
See, it's weird. Mine actually kind of had this umami thing going on.
Oh.
You want to be
real earthy.
Yeah, no, I feel like I can pair them really well with like some capers, maybe a little like lemon zest.
Saute them in some rice wine vinegar.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so gross.
Hey.
We're talking about cooking boogers. You guys, that's what we're doing right now. We're three grown men talking about sauteing boogers in a pan.
Oh God.
We are all at least 30.
So, some scientists actually. So, you ready to go even grosser? Some scientists actually argue that eating your boogers provides a benefit to the human body. There's a guy named Friedrich Bischinger. He was an Austrian doctor that specialized in lungs. He advocates that people who eat their bugs get what's called a natural boost to their immune system.
Yeah.
The mucus.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to go to Jamba Juice. You just fucking...
I'm never gonna get through this.
Yeah, nobody wants an immunity boost anymore. You see them and they just blow their nose into the cup.
Oh God. All right. Oh God.
Stop.
Continue. All right, we're cool.
I'm
right,
I'm crying.
Bring it back down. Bring it down.
All right.
Boogers increase your immunity.
Okay.
Where were we?
So,
All right. Okay, I'm ready.
You just son of a bitch.
okay.
Okay.
The mucus contains a quote cocktail of antiseptic enzymes that kill or weaken many of the bacteria that become entangled in it. And so he argued that reintroducing the crippled microorganisms may afford the immune system an opportunity to produce antibodies in relative safety.
It's like a mild immunization.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my God, guys, I was joking about it earlier, but I think I'm really for real yucked out right now and I need a moment.
No, isn't there?
It's a little vaccine. It's a little vaccine that lives in your nose. That's good.
All right.
I don't know if you're going to get to this, but I think my buddy was telling me, Corey was telling me that there's a thing where, like, there's a legitimate reason why some people will, like, pick scabs. It's like an evolutionary thing, and then eat them, and it's a similar reason that you would eat boogers.
Nah, bro.
It's super gross to me, correct.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go into some stone cold facts here.
Here we go.
So, nose picking is an extremely widespread habit.
We're not talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No.
Okay.
Now
I'm ready for what you're doing.
Some surveys indicate that the act of nose picking is universal, with people picking their nose on average about 4 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty.
I believe that.
So there were a few studies done. This first one I'm going to talk about was conducted in 1995. 1,000 adults were asked. 254 of them responded. So what's that, like 25% response rate or something? Of those who responded, 91% said that they were currently nose pickers. However, only 75% of that same group actually believed that everyone did it.
Huh.
So that's interesting.
It's the social stigma.
2 respondents claimed to spend between 1 and 2 hours a day picking their noses.
Oh, no.
Jesus, dude. Do something else.
That's a problem.
Get a hobby.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean like they were sitting there for like a straight 2 hours, but consecutively, you know.
I don't know, man. Dude, how can you quantify how long you're digging your boogers, bro?
I don't know,
like,
man.
yeah, I've sat there, I think cumulatively for about 5 minutes.
Maybe part of the study was they were given stopwatches.
Maybe.
And they just start it up when you get in there, when you're knuckle deep, and then stop it when you find your prize.
Like,
it's got to be that you don't know you're doing it, right?
Right.
Like, because if you knew you were doing it and you were stopwatching it, you'd probably be like, I shouldn't.
That's what I find.
You know-
I find
Yeah,
myself. I'll be like, oh, I just picked my nose. Weird.
Another study, inspired by the one that I just gave facts about, wanted to find out if teens were more or less likely to pick more than their elders. The study was conducted in Bangalore, India, and they surveyed about 200 students, and these were the results. Nose-picking practices were about the same for all social classes. That's an interesting thing to survey
just
for.
read.
But
So they did it with the caste system.
right.
Yes.
All right.
Less than 4% of the students claimed that they never picked their noses. So less than 4% of them were liars is basically what that amounts to.
Oh.
All
right.
Half of the students pick their noses 4 or more times a day.
Okay.
About 7% say they indulge 20 or more times a day.
That's a lot.
I-
of nose picking.
I both love and hate that the word indulge was used in that data point.
a luxurious nose picking.
80% use their fingers exclusively. The rest were split almost evenly in their use of tools, some choosing tweezers, while others prefer pencils. Shit.
What?
What?
I've
Surely it's a
never-
racer side in, right?
Never once. And I'm a gross person. Never once have I been
Pencil.
like, oh, I need to pick my nose. Give me a utensil.
My finger
That's crazy.
is just not cutting it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
Oh,
great
no.
way to accidentally lobotomize yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just something
dude.
sharp and wiggle it around.
More than half said that they do it to unclog their nasal passages or relieve discomfort or itching. About 11% claimed they do it for cosmetic reasons, and a similar number do it just for pleasure?
Well, I can see that. Like,
I can
how
see
good
pleasure
it
over
feels
cosmetic.
when you clean out your ear and you like hit that nerve just right. It makes you cough.
That's when you know you're living on the edge.
Oh.
This is gross.
Man, how much of this episode's getting cut?
4.5% said that they ate the nasal debris.
Debris.
That's what it says here. That was the term that was used.
Yeah.
You'll like this. Both scientists that conducted this study were awarded the 2001 Ig Nobel Prize in the field of public health.
Okay. For their nose picking
At the
study.
ceremony, they
good.
said, quote, "Some people poke their nose into other people's businesses. We made it our business to poke our business
poke
into other people's noses."
That's good. That's clever.
Yeah.
They had a comedy writer come in.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
So, why do we pick our noses? Is the next thing I'm going to talk about.
All right.
The mucous membranes in our nasal cavity are constantly producing this wet mucus, whose sole job is to remove dust and pathogens from the air flowing through the cavity, right? Easy.
Wet mucus.
For the most part, the little hairs...
Yes.
Are you done?
Little hairs.
The little hairs, which are called... Do you know what they're called?
Little
Cilia.
hairs
Cilia.
covered in
Yeah.
wet mucus. I'm sorry, I'm entertaining myself.
For the most part, the little hairs that are called cilia that line the inside of your nose, they work to move this mucus toward the throat so you can swallow it.
Are you guys nose blowers or like suck downs?
It depends on the situation. Like if I'm in a situation where I can't blow my nose, I have to, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to just let it linger there or just drip onto my chest. Like
Yeah.
gonna have to suck it down.
I'm generally like I'm a suckbacker, and I get yelled at a lot by my loved ones.
Yeah, because it's gross, and you know.
Also, you
It's-
must
and it
not
also-
have very much of your lungs left.
It tears up your throat too.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, as a performer, it is a poor choice.
Not all mucus remains fluid enough to be moved by the cilia. The closer the mucus is to the nostril, the more moisture it loses, and the more likely it is to dry out and become a booger and get stuck, right? It itches, and we're compulsed to relieve that itch by dislodging the mucus, right? This last sentence says, other reasons to remove excess dried mucus include impaired breathing through the nose and a concern that it may be visible to others in the nostril openings. I just kind of enjoy how that was phrased.
Hangers.
You get the cornflake in there and everyone sees it.
Right.
I've never heard that term, and that's horrifying.
God, Jake.
Horrifyingly accurate.
This is a good episode. I think this one's going to be a hit with the kids. Ninjas and boogers, dude.
Unsurprisingly, in many cultures, nose picking is considered a private act akin to defecation, urination, flatulence, and belching, right? Eating your extracted mucus is considered much more taboo and is sometimes portrayed in comedies. To be caught nose picking may be considered humiliating. I got another fact here. When nose picking becomes a body-focused repetitive behavior or manifests during, say, OCD, it is known as rhinotelexomania.
Telexomania.
That's where you just like constantly got your finger in your nose all the time,
Right.
Just knuckle deep all day.
So let's take a moment to acknowledge that OCD is a serious thing, but man, does that word sound like the name of some sort of zoo-themed game show.
Yeah,
I like it.
I can see that.
Where you just
By
throw
Howie
a bunch of
Mandel,
civilians.
who doesn't want to touch your hands. Because they've been in your
So
nose.
this next section I really, really loved because it's labeled medical risks, and directly underneath the heading is this very prominent box with an orange exclamation point that basically says, do not trust this passage because there are literally no sources for it.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Yeah. It
Wives' tales.
again references that Austrian lung doctor who says it's super cool to eat those bugs, but he also says things like, picking your nose with dirty fingers or fingernails may increase the risk of infection by, quote, increasing the diversity of nose flora.
Yep. I believe that.
It can also cause...
Yeah, that's why you always want to wash your hands before you pick your
Right.
nose.
It can also cause nosebleeds. I see it.
right.
That was a good joke, Jake.
That's a
It was a
joke.
good one.
It's subtle. It's subtle.
To get super extreme here, one case of rhinotelexomania resulted in perforation of the nasal septum,
Oh, God.
which is that chunk of...
Oh, picked it all the way
Yes,
through.
which is that chunk
Yeah.
of your nose that separates the left and right nostrils. And it was
Yeah.
basically a self-induced, what's called an ethmoidectomy, which is basically a procedure that removes the septum to create just this one giant passage. I guess this procedure is actually used to cure a lot of chronic sinus infections, so
Yeah. For all the
Man,
people
that dude
who
was
did too
picking
much
with the
coke.
fingernail.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Coke nose.
nose picking has been referenced a whole bunch in pop culture. Some examples are in the novel Requiem for a Dream. The character Harry mentions in the very first chapter that he loves to get down on that nose picking. In the song Let's Make the Water Turn Black by Mothers of Invention, the lyrics tell the true story of an adolescent acquaintance of composer Frank Zappa who habitually saved his own extracted mucus on the pane of his bedroom window. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
I had a friend who did that.
when I was a kid, like 4 years old, I used to lay in bed and I would pick my nose and I would wipe it on the wall
Yep.
next to my bed, and there would just be like a little line of boogers, and my mom would have to come in and like scrape them off.
That's what my friend did, but he was not 4 years old.
Oh.
His booger wall, and it was really gross because like if we were playing around and like something rolled under the bed, you had to go under the bed, and that's where all the boogers
I
were.
think Booger Wall was Weird Al's parody of Wonderwall.
That's what I wish. Oh God, I so much want that to be real.
And
if you want to see a booger wall, come to work with me.
in television, and Jake, you should be well familiar with this because you mentioned it earlier. There is a Seinfeld episode titled "The Pick" that deals with the social stigma of publicly picking one's nose.
Now, in this episode,
Ooh.
Jerry Seinfeld is dating a model, and he is sitting at a stoplight, and she rolls up next to him in a car, and he is not necessarily picking his nose. He said he was outside
He's scratching
the rim.
he's scratching
He's
the side of
scratching
his
the
nostril
rim.
that isn't visible to her, so it looks like his finger's in there.
No.
Allegedly. The viewer can't see it either.
So I actually have a clip from that show about when Jerry is telling George about the incident that I wanted to play for you guys.
Oh,
Are you ready for this?
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call every day for the past 4 days. She hasn't returned one call. Was it a scratch? Or a pick? It was a scratch. Hey, it's me. Don't you think I know the difference between a pick and a scratch? Yeah.
Me.
Come on up. Was there any nostril penetration? There may have been some incidental penetration, but from her angle, she was in no position to make the call. So let's say, in her mind, she witnessed a pick. Okay, so then what? Is that so unforgivable? Is that like breaking a commandment? Did God say to Moses, thou shalt not pick? I guarantee you Moses was a picker. You wander through the desert for 40 years with that dry air? You telling me you're not going to have occasion to clean house a little? Huh? Let me ask you something. If you were going out with somebody and she did that, what would you do? Would you continue going out with her? No, that's disgusting.
And that's what I got. Oh,
See, that's a good
it's
one.
a good one.
It's a good one.
And so that's
If
what I got on nose picking. But now I'm going to actually go into Nookie.
Okay. Oh, I'm confused and excited.
Is there a line about picking boogers at Nookie?
It's so Nookie is a slang term for sexual activity or intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay, there it is.
Get out of here.
Hope you guys
That's
enjoyed
it
it.
all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on, so you can take that cookie and stick it up your yeah.
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 All right. Well, I guess that leaves me.
Do we have any laughter left?
I don't know. I had to clear my throat a lot because I
You had so much mucus.
Yeah, God, it got in there with all the heaving and hawing. Okay, so my clue was squeakers get stitches. And my subject that I'm going to talk about is Norse mythology.
Okay, wait a
Oh.
second.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That is a big topic, my guy.
I know. So exactly. So like a lot of us, know
You're gonna have to do
a little bit about
hugely abridged version of Norse.
Yeah. So we all know a little bit about Norse mythology from like school and from like comic books that it's in the pantheon of the Marvel movies. So like just off of the top of your guys' heads, what can you like say that you know about Norse mythology?
Oh, dude, I know a whole lot.
All right,
Like,
give me
not even-
the notes, the
All right,
highlights.
well, you can talk about the Nibelungenlied.
Okay,
You
don't
can
know
talk
that.
about Ragnarok.
Yes.
We can talk about Allfather Odin.
Mm-hmm.
I read the Wikipedia article for Fenrir today.
You're really into this stuff.
I know, yeah. So one of my favorite video games of all time is Valkyrie Profile for PlayStation 1. And after I played that, I basically just read like a whole lot.
Just got way deep into it.
Yeah, there's that Wagner opera about it.
Yeah.
With Siegfried. Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Oh.
Dana, what's your touches on Norse mythology?
Oh, I was just gonna say that every figure in Norse mythology had a beard, but
That's pretty close to true.
Jake is a lot more versed in this.
Okay, so what I will say is most of what has been said is probably true, and I'm going to just take Jake's word for it and say, sure, I'll agree with all those things. I recognize some of those words, but what
Do you
I'm
want
going
me to do your section?
No. What I'm going to focus on is what my clue was about, and I don't know if Jake knows about this little character, but his name is Ratatoskr.
No, I don't.
Okay, so in Norse mythology, they believe that like the universe is separated and lives on this giant world tree called Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil.
Yes. So Ratatoskr is a red squirrel who lives on the world tree.
I do know about this.
And
Please
his
continue.
his job in Norse mythology is to deliver messages and insults between an eagle that's at the top of the tree and a dragon that lives at the roots of the tree.
It's just the middleman for a
Yeah.
like for a fight.
Yeah, so he's this little bitch that just goes and like starts problems. So Ratatoskr, his literal meaning, like the translation, the etymology of it, if you break his name down, it breaks down into like drill tooth or like boar tooth, which is perfectly accurate for a small squirrel. Basically, he's mentioned in a couple of their like poetic Edda poems. There's one called the Grimsenmal, which is a kind of a story about Odin posing as this guy Grimnir. And it's when they kind of mention Ratatoskr, and he runs up and down Yggdrasil, bringing messages between the eagle perched at the top, and then Nidhogg is the name of the dragon that lives under the roots.
Yeah.
So this is the Benjamin Thorpe translation of a passage of that, and it is Ratatoskr is the squirrel named who has run in Yggdrasil's ash. He from above the eagle's words must carry, and beneath the Nidhogg repeat. So it's very lyric in the way it's presented. And then in the Henry Adams Bellows translation, it is Ratatoskr is the squirrel who there shall run on the ash tree Yggdrasil. From above the words of the eagle he bears, and tells them to Nidhogg beneath. So it doesn't really get into the insult portion of it until you get a little bit later where, who is this that translated this one? This is, Byock? B-Y-O-C-K has said that the eagle sits at the top of the ash and it has knowledge of many things. Between his eyes sits a hawk named Vidrfolnir. And the squirrel called Ratatoskr, I have all these like phonetically written down, so I'm referencing that because I can't bother myself to remember this. And the squirrel runs up and down the ash, and he tells slanderous gossip, provoking the eagle and the Nidhogg.
Please tell me you have some of this slanderous Norse stuff.
I desperately wish I did, but it just seems like all of it is so secondhand that it means nothing. Like there's no examples of the things that he's saying, but some people who have gone on so there's this really weird situation with Norse mythology where it's like a lot of it comes from it's spoken, like it's passed down by word, not by
Oral
book.
tradition,
Yeah, so you got telephone
Also,
going on.
In Norse mythology, there's no like dialogue.
Yeah.
It's just like this guy did this.
Yeah, they're just
all the
poems
time.
of actions, and so there's that's why it gets a little weird because you get into there's theories where all these different people have read the same scripture but have said that it means different things. So according to Rudolf Simek, and I quote, "The squirrel probably only represents an embellishing detail in the mythological picture of the world ash in Grimsenmal." And then Hilda Ellis Davidson describes the world tree. She states that the squirrel is said to gnaw at it, furthering a continual destruction and regrowth cycle, and she posits that the tree symbolizes ever-changing existence. So it's kind of one of those things where you're just giving these kind of small details, and a lot of them aren't even very specific. And you have to just kind of like draw what you can from it.
So do you think it's possible that this squirrel didn't even exist at the time that a lot of these myths like started, and then the squirrel sort of materialized
100%,
just along the way?
Yeah, I do not think that Yggdrasil is a giant tree that we all live on, and there's an eagle and a dragon.
No, what I mean,
above and below.
what I mean.
I think
when
it's
the myths
been
started,
interpreted as different things.
Yeah,
because that's the other thing they mentioned, that he's not pervasive through all of the manuscripts.
He's not in every interpretation.
Exactly. So he's only here and there. So it's just one of those. I just found him as a very interesting little creature that could be expounded upon. John Lindau, he points out that the tree is described as rotting on one side and being chewed up by 4 stags and the dragon, and that according to an account in I wrote this down. The Gillyfaginning, which is another epic poem. It also bears verbal hostility in the fauna that it supports. So the tree hates the things that are like on it. And Lindau also adds that in the sagas, a person who helps stir up or keep feuds alive by ferrying words of malice between the participants is seldom one of high status, which may explain the assignment of this role in the mythology to a relatively insignificant animal. So he's saying that he exactly like my clue, that he's just like a little brat who's kind of stirring the pot and keeping things going, and that's why he's been kind of embodied as a small squirrel.
What was your clue again?
Animal. Squeakers get stitches.
Yeah,
like
so
snitches get stitches.
Totally thought you were
love
going to
it.
do narc.
No.
Like,
Well,
That would be snitches get
right.
Ratatoskr is a narc, so I kind of am.
yeah.
And the last thing I'll say about Ratatoskr is Richard W. Thornton Jr. and Katie Farrell. And I don't think it's the Pharrell that were popularized with the music in the hat, but they theorize that the role of Ratatoskr probably derived from the habit of European tree squirrels, where they give like whenever their response to anger or danger, is that they give a scolding alarm and they like call out to it, and it takes little imagination for you to think that the squirrel is saying like really nasty things about you. So they think that the squirrels were afraid of people and would yell at them, and that's why these squirrels they noted it in their mythology that he's telling lies and secrets. So I got to this point, and I was like, I feel like I was hoping that there'd be some sort of link to like insignificant gods or like gods who had strange jobs, and there wasn't. So
Gods that
said,
are also vermin.
So you said,
yeah.
let's go to Ratatouille.
So what I did say actually was forget Norse mythology, and now I'm just going to read you the Wikipedia plot to the movie Norbit, because it's pretty amazing.
What?
So Norbit is the Eddie Murphy movie.
Hold on.
Yes.
Is there any connection?
No, none at all.
Oh.
I just jumped ship and went to Norbit.
We got a twofer.
You do. So
All
the
right.
plot of Norbit, and
He
just
was
let me-
daydreaming about Norbit before he even started
kind of.
researching, and he's like,
So let me get through this, and then you guys can ask your questions, which I probably won't be able to answer at the end. But this is worth listening to. So Norbert Albert Rice, played by Eddie Murphy, and Kate Thomas, played by Thandie Newton, are best friends as children at a combination Chinese restaurant and orphanage owned by their father figure, Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong, also played by Eddie Murphy. But they are separated when Kate gets adopted. While being bullied by twins on the playground one day, Norbit is saved by a tough, overweight girl named Rasputia Lattimore, also played by Eddie Murphy, who scares him into being her boyfriend. Though at first she genuinely likes Norbit and cares about him, going as far as to intimidating other kids into letting Norbit play with them, Rasputia's kindness deteriorates as she grows up to be an ignorant, arrogant, vindictive, and mean-spirited woman. She eventually pressures Norbit into marrying her and bullies and insults and controls him to make sure that she keeps him all to herself. Norbit is also belittled by Rasputia's older brothers, Big Black Jack, played by Terry Crews, Blue, played by Lester Rasta Spite, and Earl, played by Clifton Powells. They're working. He's working under them as a bookkeeper at their local construction company. The Lattimore brothers also run a security business and instill fear in anyone in the town except for Mr. Wong, who doesn't put up with their antics and refuses to sell his establishment to them. When Norbit realizes that Rasputia is cheating on him with her dance instructor Buster Perkin, played by Marlon Wayans, she carelessly brushes it off like nothing happened. Norbit vents about his anger over Rasputia's infidelity at a puppet show for the children at the orphanage. Unexpectedly, during the show, Norbit sees Kate for the first time since childhood. Stunned by her return, his affection for her reignites while he learns that she is buying Mr. Wong's orphanage. But he is disappointed to find out that she is now engaged to Dion Hughes, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. With help from his two ex-pimp friends, Pope Sweet Jesus, played by Eddie Griffin, and Lord Have Mercy, played by Cat Williams, and the other townspeople, Norbit manages to meet with Kate without Rasputia's knowledge. Revealed to be a crooked businessman and gold digger, Dion helps the Lattimore brothers in their plan to turn the restaurant/orphanage into a strip club to get a cut into the profits. The Lattimore brothers dupe Norbit into getting Kate to sign papers to renew the restaurant's liquor license and put it in the Lattimore's names. Norbit's meetings with Kate lead to him helping her rehearse her wedding, where a kiss between the two causes them to reconsider her marriage.
No.
When Norbit returns home, he learns that Rasputia somehow witnessed the whole thing, and she threatens to kill Kate if she ever sees Norbit with her again. So Kate confronts Norbit after finding out about the deal, and she sees him through the window of the basement, where he has been locked away by a vengeful Rasputia. Norbit reluctantly insults Kate, deliberately driving her away so that Rasputia won't follow through with her previous threat to kill Kate. Rasputia adds that Norbit played Kate, and that he's been setting her up since the first day she came back into town. Fed up with the stress he's under, Norbit decides to leave town for good, but first tries to warn Kate about Dion, but she ignores him. After that, the Lattimores have him locked in the basement again, and Blue is chosen to stay and keep him from escaping. After the other Lattimores leave to go to the wedding, Norbit escapes from the basement and past Blue's guard and races to the church on his bike. Though the Lattimores attempt to stop him, Norbit reaches the church and informs Kate of Dion's gold-digging schemes. Unfortunately, his proof of Dion's divorce settlements were destroyed in the process due to his falling in a pond while escaping the Lattimores. However, Dion's ex-wives and children show up in person, as Norbit has arranged to provide further proof of Dion's wrongdoings. Confronted by them, Dion declares defeat and runs off, effectively ending the marriage. Furious that their plans were ruined, the Lattimore brothers attempt to kill Norbit before finding the townspeople rallying up against them. Rasputia fights her way through the crowd and almost kills Norbit, but she runs off after being harpooned in the buttocks by Mr. Wong. Her brothers are then chased out of town. After Kate avows her love for Norbit with a passionate kiss. The two reconcile, and Norbit divorces Rasputia, using her affair with Buster, as well as her attempted murder of him as the grounds for it. Kate and Norbit buy the orphanage and get married under the same tree they once played under as children. Rasputia and her brothers move to Mexico and open up El Nippolopolis, where Rasputia becomes their most popular and lucrative stripper. And that's the movie Norbit.
So, have you seen Norbit?
I haven't.
I'm sitting here with my head in my hands, just wondering how much pain the person who was writing this synopsis had to endure every key stroke.
Sir, let me tell you, probably very
Who
little,
wrote it?
because
It
the
was Eddie
screenplay
Murphy,
was
right?
by Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy.
Why? So, what year did Nutty Professor come out? Let me look that up real quick. Because that was like 90-something, right?
No, Norbit was like in the last...
Norbit is 2007.
Nutty Professor was 96.
Yeah.
Norbit was 2007.
2007. This is so this movie was directed by Brian Robbins, who had done that Dave movie where they go like into his body.
Yeah.
And then also 1,000 Words, which I think is one of the latest Eddie Murphy movies.
Meet Dave.
Yeah, Meet Dave and then 1,000 Words. And so they've been not critically they're panned, but they make money, which is the crazy thing. But this movie was actually up for a bunch of Razzies. It was nominated
Of course
for
it was.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Razzies, and Eddie Murphy won 3 of them for Worst Actor, Worst Supporting Actor, and Worst Supporting Actress because he played Rasputia.
As he should have. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But guess how much money this movie made?
A lot.
So this movie opened up as the number 1. It's Eddie Murphy's 14th number 1 box office opener. It opened to $34.2 million. And then worldwide, the film earned just under $160 million.
No.
Yep. So that is
Dude.
why these things exist.
Eddie Murphy, as a lead actor, sells tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I understand why, because Beverly Hills Cop was great.
Yeah. There's a deep
Beverly Hills
history.
Cop 2, great.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
but I don't understand why Eddie Murphy keeps making these movies where he wants to play all the parts.
All the parts. Yeah.
And
So
you
that's
said Brian Robbins.
Brian Robbins directed.
Brian Robbins.
Yeah.
Directed the movie Good Burger,
He sure did.
starring Kenan and Kel,
Yep. He also
The-
did Varsity Blues.
which is a good movie.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I'm on his Wikipedia page right now, and there's a Rotten Tomatoes rating as well as a chronological listing of movies, and his highest rated thing was the first thing he ever did, which was called The Show, and that got an 80%, and then the next highest thing he did was Varsity Blues, which got 40%. Norbit, care to wager a guess
That's really like
on what it
40%?
got?
What?
17.
9%.
Oh, I was being double generous on that one.
His so he did Norbit, then Meet Dave, then 1,000 Words. Norbit 9%, Meet Dave 19%, 1,000 Words, which I feel like this might be an unfair thing because maybe something happened, but
1,000%.
0. So I'm guessing,
Can't be 0%.
yeah, there's got to be something that happened there. But yeah. Oh, he was a producer on all that. Oh, this guy didn't hire me.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that is Norse mythology.
Loved it.
Oh,
I loved it.
I laughed. I
wanna
cried.
I have
I ate some
one
bugs.
sentence to say about the movie Good Burger.
I-
And that is when I was in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
I read the novelization of the movie Good Burger
oh my god.
for English class.
You are a cool kid. Were you the coolest kid in Arkansas?
Oh, this is actually when I lived in Maine.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You were not the coolest kid in Maine.
no, there were a lot of cool kids there, but I read the novelization as Burger movie. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking, because it was in English class. We had to read like a book a
Was
month.
it one of
and I
those
was like,
books
Good
where
Burger.
at the very middle of the book was pictures from the movie?
A bunch of pictures, yes.
No, I don't
okay,
think
all right.
so.
What, did this start your affinity with burgers, and that's why you were extra excited when you found Real Ultimate Power?
And Robert Hamburger?
Yeah.
And Ninja
There's
Burger?
something,
Yeah,
there's
you're,
something
I don't
deeper
know.
here psychologically.
there is. I feel like there's a conspiracy we've stumbled upon.
I mean, I do love a good hamburger. I'm not going to lie.
All
Did I
right.
eat a burger today? Yes. For lunch and dinner? Yes. No, I didn't.
I feel like you're doing something that I don't understand.
Get me out of here,
Whatever.
please.
Yeah,
Somebody.
please let us
Can we
leave this
end the
show.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope you had a good time, especially if you were 9 years old, because we talked about ninjas and boogers for 45 minutes. Please like us on Facebook. Follow and retweet us on Twitter at _WikiWikiWhat. Visit our website at wikiwikiwhatpodcast.com or send us feedback or suggestions at wikiwikiwhatpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and when we get around to posting this episode, feel free to share your best nose pick.
Yeah.
Throw it up.
Yeah, show
throw
us
it
pictures
up
of your
on there.
boogers.
We want to see it. We want to see those boogers.
I want to see those boogies.
No, but really, thank you very much for listening to us talk. I have nothing else to say. I mean, just hang out with us. Don't be afraid to engage us, and like and
Yeah,
subscribe and share it. Share it all around. Share the love.
I'm done thanking the listeners. You know what?
12 episodes was enough.
Yeah. You guys. We're giving you this for free. You should thank us. Nah, but thank you. and hey, it's 3 a.m. Stop reading Wikipedia. Go to bed. Bang, 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 bang.